Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode. This episode we're going to talk about another crucial act, and I'm going to talk about one thing because it creates so many problems in marriages and relationships. Just a quick intro. In my previous videos I've got longer intros. If you want to know more about me, look at the about section underneath in the description. My name is Etienne. I'm an accredited family and divorce mediator. I'm a legal expert advocate. I also have a vast background in industrial psychology, human resources, and I'm a great fan of mediation, talking, communicating, negotiating. So let's get into it. Money, the money monster. You will see it in the description. I think we all know it. Money can create a lot of difficulty. And how much do you actually need and don't need? And, it destroys businesses and families and marriages. And we all know that. Okay. Relationship between parents and children. Why is that? Well, I don't have all the answers, obviously. But what I can tell you is that I've identified a few crucial aspects, and one of them, especially later, very often later in marriages, that where people sit there in that boardroom or digitally, and the filters are gone, it's there, they're getting a divorce, there's no more filters, there's no more beating around the bush. Then this sort of thing comes up. And I want to start with a statement. Frugality, making provision for your old age, is good, but it can also destroy your present. And I have seen many guys, and mostly men are more conservative. That's where you can never generalize, right? Sometimes you get too conservative people, etc. But they also get into a habit. So mostly I'm talking to men now. Never underestimate a woman's need to buy nice stuff. And I don't want the woman to get mad at me, because this is actually more about the men. Because I'm not saying that you're spending and you just want expensive stuff. I never used the word expensive. But I'm also married, very, very happily married. And my wife's home needs to look nice inside. Okay. So I have seen many marriages, and this being tabled in divorces, where people are late 40s, 50s, and the guy has been very frugal and conservative. But sometimes, and many times, actually, it's just an unhealthy love for money. And I'm going to use a few examples. And it gets tabled that you can see that woman just now wants her independence. She's tired of begging, asking, etc. And very often they bring up very pertinent examples there. Everybody is present, right? Like the woman that told the other day that she wanted a jersey. It was a normal big clothing shop, not expensive, not name brands. And when she asked her husband, and she knows there's money, there's enough for that, can I have this jersey? It was just so beautiful to her. Right? It doesn't have to be practical all the time. I want to say this to the men. You're thinking, yeah, I've got 3 jerseys, that's enough. That's not how women think. And he said to her, no, I don't think we can afford it now. And she left it, didn't say a thing about it. 4 days later, he bought quite an expensive golf club, right? A driver. You cannot defend that. And please never say, especially to your wife or anybody else, especially me as well, yeah, but I make all the money, I can. In my view, that's sort of a bit of abusive. That woman is there, you've taken her, she supports you, all right, okay. And you get extremes to both sides, right? You get women that have actually ruined men because of their buying. I'm not talking about, we're talking about an acceptable norm here, all right? I have seen many men cry long tears because they really love their wife and their children, etc. Were very conservative in the 30s and 40s and loses that partner of his, that wife, in his 50s. And he will sit there and say, but I did all of this for you. You need to live. Understand that today. Those are some of, physically and mentally, some of the best years of your life. You have to create memories. Buy that mountain bike. If you're a boat guy and you can't buy that boat, because it will pass. And I've heard a guy saying something actually very logical the other day. We deny ourselves everything for 20, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 20, 25 years to cater for the last 10 or 15 years of our lives. We deny the rest of our lives any niceties. At an age where you don't know what will happen to you, whether you will still have the legs to run or ride that bike, etc. There's people that can do that, but the norm is more over the world. That's when your eyes deteriorate, with your lung capacity. So you cannot bargain on that, right? And you deny everybody around you. There's just never money for anything. And I want to give another example. I ran into a lady that I divorced 2 years ago. And they were married for 29 years. And I remember it like yesterday. And they had big fights about money. And I want to say today, I mean, the guy was there. I met him. We were in boardrooms very often. He was money crazy. And a multimillionaire. But he was crazy about money. He was a money wolf. And this is what she said to me. And I said to her, so how's it going now? She said to me, Etienne, it's so nice to walk into the shop and take that seed loaf that I want. And not hear a complaint and why do you want to take a seed loaf? You know, why is those avocados so expensive? You know, do you really need to put avocados in? And I remember him saying what everybody always say at that table. You never had any shortage in your life. You cannot live from bread and water alone, right? So I can tell you now. And then you get extreme examples, which may not be extreme in your life, where there's one woman, because we do shuttling, I do evaluative divorce mediation. I don't do facilitative, you know, because people need to speak to you alone as well to prevent undue influence and duress. And this lady sitting across me, and it was actually in their 30s, And she went in, and it was a Saturday morning. She describes it. It was a lovely day, and she bought a little plant. She saw this plant, and she bought a scarf. And when she linked up with her husband, which was also in his mind very conservative and frugal, right? He actually told her, listen, you have to choose between the scarf and the plant. You can't have both. We did not budget for that. But apparently he exercised a sport which took a hell of a lot of money. And he's always at the doctor with one. Then it's the physio about his little knee or his foot or whatever. Right. And he made her choose between the scarf and the plant. And he said to her, you'll wait in the car. She must go and return one and get the money back, and they'll go home. And she told me in that moment, she told me there at the table many years later, in that moment, he lost her. When she got back into the car, listen to this, she almost felt nothing anymore and never did again. She just wanted to get away from him. That's how severe. Now, if she bought two things that they really can't afford, and there's only $30 left in the account, and he says to her, listen, I'm so sorry, but we can't afford both these things. But what I'll do is I'll go back and return it. But I'm really sorry, we'll come back later. That is love. But yes, you can do that if you don't have money. But that wasn't the case. In his mind, it's a waste of money. And he wasn't screaming or being aggressive or anything. Right. Maybe that's more, something that one should consider. So be careful and I'm going to say it, to hide behind frugality and I'm conservative. And do some self-introspection. Are you really conservative or frugal? Or do you just have an unhealthy love for money? Because it can destroy your present. It can destroy your present. Okay. Sometimes enough is enough. And if you're never at home, you're also not present. Think about it before it's too late. But also for yourself. Don't let all experiences and you get used to it. People get used to it, come into a habit. And I've seen it. Later on they have big bank balances and they're still so conservative. They can actually afford to live a very different life, the one life that you have. But they've totally become into that mode where there's just never enough. Okay. Be careful of that. And then you retire. I've seen it in the family with somebody that we know. Retired at 60, died at 64. Money goes to the children, all gone. Because the wife and everybody is so deprived. And you will say, no, they're not really deprived. Yeah, it's not up to you. It's not always about your definition. But if you're both conservative, and you truly are, and you like it that way, you also get that. That's fine. If it works for you. You can never generalize. All I'm saying in conclusion, I see this a lot. You know, you never bought me flowers on Valentine's. Yeah, but you agree with me, it's just a commercial ploy. Could have bought me flowers. You can see the shock and the surprise on the man's face. She actually wants flowers. And that day, spend some money. She's just saying, no, it's fine. Because she tries to accommodate you or whatever. I don't know what the reason is. But think about that. But yes, you can never generalize. That's why I say this is not psychological advice or legal advice or whatever. I just see, and I thought I can help people this way. All right. Start living. Start living. Because when it's too late, it's too late. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe down below. Give me a big thumbs up. See you in the next video.